Okay. Look at this cool illusion. I'm sitting in front of my TV and I'm sitting like really close. But I wanted to start getting back into just like talking videos. So I like found a list of like more philosophical topics to discuss. Oh, and I'm recording this on my Mac MacBook Neo, because the camera's actually pretty good. So I was thinking I could just record on here and upload it straight away. But the first topic of the list is why people change more than they realize. And I guess I kind of want to talk about this in the context of like when you change or when you identify that you need to change in your life, it's not right away. Because recently I've come to a lot of realizations about how I need to like change and grow in my life. I wish I was a little more centered. I'll figure this out a little bit, but I'm so proud of myself for figuring this out. Um, but I've been doing like a lot of journaling this year, and I was just like writing in an actual journal and only writing one page a day, but doing it every day. And then I made friends with this guy who told me that he would do that sometimes too, but also sometimes he would just record a video of him talking out loud. So then I started doing that, and I do it as a live stream on a YouTube account, and I make the live stream private. That way, I'll never run out of storage on my own device because YouTube is like basically infinite storage. And that has helped tremendously because when I like write down in my journal, I think about all of like the positive change that I want to do in my life and all my goals. But whenever I talk out loud, it helps me think about all of the thoughts and all of the feelings that I'm having. So, like the good ones as well as the bad ones. And it helps me self reflect way more. And I've been doing like a lot of self-reflection. I'm very introspective, so I always do a lot of uh introspection, but this year I've made it an effort to actually put it into practice more. And we're currently in a Mercury retrograde, so I don't know if you're like following all that kind of stuff, but I feel like I don't know. Sometimes when they talk about astrological events, I'm like, I don't notice anything different. And then sometimes when they talk about them, I'm like, oh, I totally feel that. So sometimes it just feels totally random, but sometimes it does feel like something is going on. Um, but over this past like week, I've made a lot of positive changes in my life. And they're things that I've been thinking about doing for like months and kind of like subconsciously being like, okay, I need to do that, and slowly warming myself up to doing. And I'm pretty like sensitive and pretty like slow paced with stuff. So it takes me a while to warm up to things, and I do get my feelings hurt kind of easily. But as I like reflect and like push forward, I like feel myself getting stronger as well as more just more mature and more able to like socialize better and do my job better and do my hobbies better. So, and like in the context of people changing more than they realize, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit scary to think about changing. But then when you look at where you are now versus where you were in the past, especially compared to like when you were in a bad situation, it's like, oh, I have changed a lot and I have grown a lot and I have experienced a lot. So I think in that context, it's like, because especially with like dating advice, like I've been seeing a lot of things that are like, don't worry if he is better for the next girl because his character is his character and he's not magically gonna change. And it's like, part of me understands that because you can't change someone, but they can change themselves and they can choose to move differently and treat people differently. but they might not like change into a totally different person. But everyone does like evolve and grow just because of different experiences and like random events that even they can't account for that they have to adapt to. Because even if you have like a good family, a good romantic partner, a good job, all this kind of stuff, like outside influences can. What are you eating? Don't eat that. My cat's eating something. She's been chewing on plastic recently. But, like, even if you have your life all set up the way you want it to, outside forces can always change your situation, which causes you to change. So I feel like, I don't know. And also, too, like, thinking in the context of, like, feeling nostalgic for stuff and feeling kind of bittersweet about things changing and feeling kind of like, oh, I wish it was the old days. Like, when I think of that, the first thing that comes to mind is like old YouTubers I used to watch and how I don't like their videos anymore. But it's like the old videos that I liked from them, I can always go back and watch anytime. But also, too, they probably just got bored of doing the same stuff and so they wanted to change. But also, too, if you actually go back and watch your old stuff, you might kind of cringe because you've also changed. So, but overall, I don't think change is a good or bad thing because I like to be optimistic, but also realistic. And it's like things can change for the worse, but things can also change for the better. And I would rather improve my life and enjoy my life more and feel more confident and feel more honest and feel more capable in my job and my hobbies and my social life and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I like to think of change as a good thing, and I'm always really impressed when the people around me show that they have changed for the better. And I rarely notice people, at least in my real life, changing for the worse. And usually, when people change for the worse, it's because they're kind of coping with an event that occurred that was unfavorable to them, whether it was something that needed to happen or not. So, yeah, I thought I was going to have a lot more to say about this, but I kind of don't. Um, I feel kind of awkward because this video is pretty short, but I guess I'm posting this on my channel that I haven't posted on in a while, but I'm just gonna try making little like talking videos every day just because I also want to change in the sense of my job right now. I just do like typing and it's like I'm talking to customers all day, but I feel very emotionally and socially drained. So I want to change myself into being more social and putting myself into situations where I actually enjoy the socializing and it fills me up and charges me and makes me feel more fulfilled and proud of the life I'm living rather than just being in this functional freeze that I've been in for a couple years now. And I've had some personal events that have kind of I've utilized to pull myself out of like this emotional numbness I had used as a coping mechanism, but also I've been met with opposition of how I wasn't fully myself as well. So I think I've had some recent changes in my life. What happened? I guess that means I need to get off here. Oh, an ad. Oh, that's awkward. Anyway, yeah, I was really just in front of my TV. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm changing for the better. And I think I've always wanted to be a YouTuber. So I think 39 seconds. Oh my gosh, guys, ignore this ad. But I've always wanted to be a YouTuber and I've always been scared of like doing it. And I guess scared of the change of how it will take time out of my day and it will take effort and it will take me being disappointed with how slow things are going. But like overall, I do want to at least try it out. That way I can say I did. But also too, instead of just the like short term, like, oh, I tried it and I didn't succeed, I want to try it and grow and improve in it and also use it. Oh my gosh. My remote's on the 25 more seconds. Listen to me, not the ads. But like, I want to think of doing YouTube as more of a skill. Like, I've been a writer since I was like in high school, and I got put in the creative writing program, and I had some friends who were already in it for a year prior to me being into it. So I did a lot of research, and I like quickly like leveled up my writing skill through my own research. But also too, I had peers who were also doing what I was doing, so it was a lot easier for me to like not feel so internal about it. But I like really did build up that skill, and that is still a skill that I have now that I like kind of feel forced to utilize because I've spent so much time building it. But I think instead I want to really focus on building my YouTube skill. And I think with the fact that I'm even going into this knowing that I might not get any views on this, I might not get any new subscribers, and I'm not gonna stress about the like, oh, I need to clip parts for YouTube Shorts and I need to clip parts for TikTok and I need to, and instead just focus on making the actual video. I think that kind of shows change in me because last year I kind of tried doing YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff, and I like tried in like a variety of ways, but I didn't stick with anything longer than a week. And I like learned a little bit and grew a little bit, and I even had a TikTok go viral, which was cool. And I think instead of just doing it short term and then giving up after a month, I could like try like maybe like short term like testing, but keep it the overall goal long term. That way I'm like actually working on it, but I'm not restricting myself to doing the same thing forever. I'm giving myself the flexibility to kind of try out different stuff, but I'm trying out stuff in a way that will all add up. And so, yeah, I don't know. I've been watching Vanilla Mace's podcast. She doesn't do it anymore, but she has like 60 something episodes. And I found a playlist that has them all from the beginning. And I started watching them all from the beginning. I had picked out a couple in the past, like when I first discovered she had a podcast that I like watched back when she was blowing up. So there are a couple episodes that I've already seen, but it's really cool. I've been having it on in the background while I work because I work from home. So I just like have it playing on my TV, and it's like been really cool because it's from before she blew up and before she was like full time doing content. So it's really cool to see her mindset from back then and like hear her talk about her transition into doing social media full time because ever since I was a little kid and I first discovered YouTube when I was 11 and like watching YouTubers and loving it and like trying to do my own YouTube and then just like testing out stuff and then like not really liking it and kind of giving up and like testing out stuff every couple years and not liking it and giving up. And I've always been like jealous of the fact that people do it as their job, but I've also been kind of like I feel like I'm like too close to it. Like I treat it too preciously. So I like really overthink it. And so I want to go forward with doing it in a way that is low friction. Like I'm just recording on my laptop. I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to post it right after I'm done. And then I just like kind of talk about random stuff because also too, like seeing how she struggled with talking for a camera to a long time versus her 3 years later, and she does like 6 hour long live streams multiple times a week of her just talking to her computer by herself, and like she gets so many views and she like gets so many opportunities and she like is confident and she like is achieving all of her dreams. It's like so inspiring and so cool. And it's been a while since I've kind of had like a role model in that sense. Because also, too, she's only 1 year older than me. So it's like cool to see someone who's like close in age to me. Like, we haven't lived like the same kind of life, but like I could relate to her a lot. So it's just like, I don't know, it's just really cool. Because it's been feeling like for the past couple years, like a lot of YouTube just feels like content and like a way for people to um, like kind of turn themselves into like influencers by like being like fake relatable and then like pushing products to make money, and it just feels very corporate, and so it's felt like really bland and like depressing. But I still watch a lot of YouTube has been my most like consumed media, I guess, my whole life since I'm 28. I'm gonna be 29 next month, and I've been watching YouTube like basically every day since I was 11. So I've like been on here a long time, but like inconsistently. And I want to kind of show up more consistently and just kind of like be myself and use it as like a growing tool for like personally. And then if I also grow as like a personality on here or whatever, that would also be cool. But I just kind of want to, I don't know. I'm going to have that, I want to have that balance of like sharing who I am because it is social media, and I think that's the most fun. And those are the YouTubers that I like to watch the most now, are the people who like actually like talk about their honest thoughts and feelings on stuff, because it's like cool. Even if I don't totally relate to them, it's just cool to hear their mindset on stuff and like get a different opinion on things. But I also want to not overshare, you know, not talk about like my personal life and my personal drama too much, but also kind of touch on it in ways that like could be relatable or could be a talking point and like something to discuss. So I don't know. And I guess too the fact that like I'm on like a small channel, like I have like 43 subscribers right now, makes it way less intimidating, because it's like if I'm cringe or the quality is low or whatever, no one's really gonna care. But then it's also hard to be motivated to actually do it because no one's gonna care. So, but I don't know. I think just doing this as a little hobby and a part of my routine, and kind of maybe transitioning away from doing the solo video journals into doing more public video journals. Because in my solo video journals that I have private, I like talk about like all the details and I name everyone in my life and I talk about all the things I'm going through. And like, I might still do those like a little bit if I need to, but I think being able to talk about things in a more social way is kind of what I need to do, because I've been so like private about so much of my life and so like antisocial in my real life for a couple years now, kind of as a coping mechanism and stuff, and like a bad habit that I picked up as like a response to trauma and all that fun therapy talk. Um, that I want to like grow and like feel more confident and feel more at home in myself and just more like proud of myself and like comfortable to be honest about how I feel and what I'm thinking. So I think this could be really cool. When I diverted from the topic, I had a lot more to talk about. Now this video is like 20 minutes. I think like a little 20-minute video every day will be cool. I'm kind of digging like this concept. I could probably figure how to do this in photo booth, because I'm recording this in photo booth on my laptop without sitting in front of my TV. But I like that I just like DIY'd it real quick. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for today. So I'll go ahead and get off here and I will talk to whoever is watching this tomorrow around the same time. All right.